Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Barbie Dolls of the Week. This week we're going to review the new dolls that are called Made to Move Barbie. And actually they're not exactly new at this point, they've been out several months, but fairly new. I don't remember exactly when they came out. But I got my hands on some probably about a month ago, maybe 2 months at the most. So let's take a look at the Barbie first of all. And that's this doll, of course. I got that um, blonde doll, obviously being Barbie. She tends to be blonde, though they usually have another, a dark-haired one. And here's the picture on the back of the three that came out in the initial release. And of course it says, "You can be a fashionista Barbie. Dolls, fashionistas, pets, and accessories sold separately," of course. They have an Asian doll, which I showed you guys in a previous video just briefly at the end. And the dark-haired doll, which is sort of like Teresa, that's pictured right here. And of course the blonde, as I said. And they're in a very simple outfits, almost, what I would call workout attire. It sort of reminds me of the, Jane Fonda fitness craze outfit type situations, which of course we had Great Shape Barbie from the 80s that I have up there and have shown in the past, and Great Shape Ken, and those actually, even though the outfits are very time period appropriate, I still like them a lot. These are so-so. I don't know. I don't find these very inspiring in any way. They are colorful, I'll give them that. And they're layered. I mean, she's got the pink top that you see and the blue sort of undershirt. And it's got a green edge to it, it looks like. And then, of course, the black pants. No shoes at all. And there's the other thing that I find weird about some of these more modern dolls like this, and this one, by the way, was crushed when I got it in the packaging, which I just find a little bit unfortunate. But the only thing is there's no stand. Not that you really need a stand with this doll. There's no brush, shoes, anything. I think they should be giving you a brush with every doll like they used to, and preferably, at least some shoes that she could put on later if she doesn't have them on right now. Obviously, we're not talking about high heels, but anyway, I do like the doll as far as the overall look. The hair, I'm not sure quite yet what to think of the hair. I've heard some complaints about glue in the hair, so we'll see when we look at the one that I have open. And then obviously these are very, very flexible. They're very articulated. They're, as it says here, the ultimate posable Barbie doll. They are made to move, there's no doubt. And if you look at all the pictures on here, they're in different poses. Even on the back, you see some of what they can do. I mean, even just the sitting there, and it's not just sitting, obviously. They're each in a different pose, and they've got different, Barbie's got her arm around her friends, that kind of thing. So, again, this is the Barbie. Now let's take a look at the Teresa doll, or what I'm calling the Teresa doll. I don't know if they do. That's the other thing. It really bothers me that they don't put names on these dolls. I mean, maybe they feel like, oh, the person should be able to name them him or herself, but I like when a doll is given an identity, so I miss that. This one is, of course, dark-haired with actually, it's, on the auburn side, or some red in it. And she's got a light blue top with the yellow undershirt and a sort of pink trim or edge to it. Again, they're all wearing the same black pants, it appears to me, or not pants, but, workout type pants, stretch pants. And I believe they all have the same pictures. Yeah, the same pictures behind them, but because they're in different poses, you can see some better than others. So, you see her on the horse there, and some of what's going on with the musical instruments. Up here you've got some other poses. Let's see. Holding the sunglasses, somebody with their hand behind their head, and that kind of thing. I think this is an especially attractive looking doll. Of course, I've always been more partial to the dark-haired dolls, or non-blondes, shall we say, Asian, African American, and Teresa type dolls. So yeah, I just think she's a prettier doll in general than the Barbie. But nothing wrong with the Barbie. Of course, I also tend to think Barbie looks younger and younger over the years, and so does Ken. So I wish they would keep her at the same approximate age. So when you look at these pictures, I mean, since Barbie's sisters are growing up fast, and she keeps getting more of them, by the way, then I'm not sure why she sometimes looks younger and younger, because sometimes I get Barbie confused with one of her sisters. So, anyway, just me. Okay, so this is Teresa, and cool. I want to just say that I think the concept of these dolls is a very good one. The fans have certainly been clamoring for more articulated dolls, and I guess I don't understand why Mattel does not listen more. So maybe this is a good indication that hopefully they're going to do that at some point, more frequently. Obviously, they did with this doll. I mean, I don't think this doll would be out if it wasn't for the fans really clamoring for more articulation. But I've been disappointed with some of the dolls lately that I've bought or that have come out, and not only are they not articulated, that's one thing, but some of them with the hollow, hard legs and very little movement. It's just I don't understand why they do that. I mean, when you look at an old doll, or older, I shouldn't say old, but older doll like this wonderful one, her legs bend. They're flexible. Now her arms are not. They're pre-bent, or whatever you want to call that. And so that's a little bit. But at least you can pose them, and so you can work with that. But I think the legs are so important when you're trying to pose a doll. I mean, when you can't even appropriately sit a doll down without her legs spreading or some awkward position, then, obviously something is wrong. But in these dolls, that's not the case. So let's look at this doll, which is the Asian doll of the group. Now, I haven't really decided what I should call this doll. If I'm going to name her, I don't know, because she doesn't remind me of Kira or Miko or any of the previous Asian dolls. So I think she should just have her own identity. I don't know what yet. And actually, in the fashionista that looks like this, maybe there is a name. A lot of those new fashionistas, they're just being called, what they're dressed like, something about the way they look. And that's not an actual name, so it's kind of weird. So I don't know. I don't know about this doll yet and what she should be called. But here's what this doll looks like, and I've kind of put her in a pose that had her sitting, where she's got her hands on her face, on either side of her face, and she was kind of crouched in this position where her legs are up. And the good thing is, if you do, you can flatten out her feet. Her feet can go back the regular way. They can go forward. Of course, her legs straighten out. Her legs can go wide, as if she's doing a jumping jack. Knees can bend quite a bit. They don't bend backwards, no, which is okay. I don't think they should not do something that's completely unnatural, maybe. Obviously, there's a lot of articulation in the wrists. Her hands, speaking of unnatural, do turn the whole way. And, the elbow twists a lot, probably more than, well, probably about the same as what ours does. And let's see, what else? Her waist she can tilt to a side, so like she's able to do that. And I think that's really cool. I mean, I think I would love it if all the Barbie dolls and friends could do stuff like that. I've always said, and it's probably always going to be the case, that I'm not a big fan of seeing all these seams and joints of the doll, making it look more like a doll or a toy than, sort of taking away the illusion of it being. Not that I think dolls are real, don't get me wrong, but it kind of takes you out of the illusion, a little bit. So I'm not a big fan of that, but I love what they do, that's for sure. So I wish they could come up with the same type of thing, but you didn't see all the seams. And I think eventually they probably will. But in the meantime, they did a pretty good job with these, making it, even though you can see the joints or the seams, they're the same color. From a distance, they're not so obvious. And if you put the right clothes on there, then you're not going to see them anyway. And so that I plan to do with this. I mean, I definitely want to put her in some other outfit because these dolls deserve to be in some other outfit besides this all the time. Um, just to see what they would look like. And I've seen some people redress these and, of course, use the bodies for other heads. And that's fine. But either way, I think it's nice to put them in different outfits. Now, I mentioned the hair earlier. Some people have complained about glue in the hair. I do feel something kind of hard in here, sort of clumpy. This doesn't remind me of the best texture of hair, but I don't know until I maybe try and do something with it. So what I'll probably do is see if I can wash this and get, if that is glue, I assume it is, out of it. I don't know why they do that. I'm not really sure. I mean, I don't remember them doing that a lot in the past, and I'm not sure what the purpose is. But the key in seeing the quality of this hair is knowing what you can do with it. Once you do have to take it out of what it's currently in, and then you could put it back like that if you wanted to. But yeah, I want to try it and just see what I can do with this because, yeah, it doesn't remind me of the kind of hair that's really easy to work with, but I could be wrong. Who knows? Um, but overall, as far as this particular doll, and let me hold her still so you can see her better, I think she has a really nice face. I think it kind of reminds me of the actress who was on Star Trek years ago, The Next Generation, who played Miles O'Brien's wife. I think her name was Keiko or something like that. I didn't watch the show regularly, but I remember that character because I had the action figures. So, yeah, I mean, anyway, she kind of reminds me of that lady, but I think she's very pretty. I love the simplicity of her face, and, she's just very natural looking. I think she does look Asian, and most of the Asian dolls do, but they have different looks, slightly different looks. Obviously, this one is a fairly new overall look for an Asian doll in the Barbie family, and so I'm not sure what face mold this is. I believe, and somebody who's more knowledgeable about fashionista dolls, correct me, but I think there were several new face molds involved with those. There would almost have to be, and this is, I'm assuming, one of them. So I have the Asian doll that looks a lot like this in the fashionista line because I did like her a lot. But yeah, it's pretty new. So I'm interested to know what you guys think of these dolls, the Made to Move series. I think they're very worth getting. These were $15 a piece. I don't believe I got them on sale at the time. And I have had no luck looking for the one that's from Target, or supposedly a Target exclusive, the African American. I've tried and tried to find her, and I went to Target, supposedly looked it up ahead of time. Supposedly they had them. They didn't have them when I got there. So I don't know why she's so hard to find, but have you guys been able to find her? So anyway, let me know. Now, one quick teaser before we leave for today. I want to show you one of the dolls I'm going to talk about next time on Barbie Dolls of the Week, and that is this beauty. I was inspired by Dan from Dan's Plastic Dreams to find this doll. This is, I think I'm saying the name right, Sea Holiday Midge. So we had a Sea Holiday set, and this is from the 90s, and so I will be showing you more of this beautiful doll in the near future. In the meantime, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and like this video. Thank you. Bye.